Pacific, and we have a few areas that we are watching out here today. Our former tropical depression still in invest area, some guidance showing this moving off towards the west, and we're still dealing with those strong but isolated afternoon thunderstorms across the Philippines. Magandang gabi, linggo, ako si Kuya Robert. Narito ang weather forecast. Let's talk about what's going on out here today. And of course, as it started off with our satellite picture and that area located towards the south of Guam. Not terribly organized by any means at this point. In fact, it's kind of stretched out, but you are seeing the early signs of maybe a monsoonal gyre type of setup. With the convection here and then that tail extending all the way back towards the Philippines, dare I say this is even helping influence some strong thunderstorms in a few areas across Visayas and Mindanao. And as that spins up, could pull off towards the north, increasing showers for parts of the Mariana Islands, but also want to focus in on that inflow that we could be seeing. Watch this right here, or even our guidance from the ECMWF picking up on a low pressure area right there, but a very broad one. And this is all thanks to several tropical waves we've been talking about for the last few days, spread out. And whenever you get that, the energy gets spread out. This is a lot different than the Atlantic, and why specializing in knowing what you're talking about in the Western Pacific is very important, especially when we're talking about the meteorology out here, because unlike in the Atlantic or other basins, you get these individual tropical waves. Out here, the energy is very spread out in this type of setup because we just have so much going on out here that this is going to eventually maybe consolidate a little bit, but it really just ushers in that moisture. And I do expect an increase in showers here by Thursday and the Friday for the southern half of the Philippines, and maybe this might tighten up even more so and drift off towards northwest, developing into a named storm system just due east of Luzon. So GFS and ECMWF actually both indicating that type of setup there. You see this is the ECMWF. This is going out to the 24th, so by mid to late week, indicating at least about a 30% chance of a tropical storm just off of the east coast of Luzon and the Philippine Sea. And if that did take place, really could help influence and start up the Habagat here. Remember 3 years ago today, we had Crising. Remember that one? I think it was WIFA was its name. Caused serious flooding across parts of Luzon. Not to say that that would be the case. Just saying this time of year, we do see that from time to time. This is the GFS, as I mentioned there, that particular model, and the ECMWF, these graphics, courtesy of weathernerds.org. But just showing you some of the spaghetti plots. I know a lot of you like to see that. Kind of gives you a general idea of the ensembles and where this could be going based on these two different models. Notice the ECMWF doesn't really show a lot out of it. It doesn't have all the members on board just yet. Kind of interesting there. So possible enhancement of showers here with that monsoonal flow. Right now, though, this is really what you're kind of seeing. There's that broad low, and you kind of see some of that inflow coming in. So the main points I want you to take away from this update here today. This is a tropical wave, definitely worth watching out here. It's considered an invest area at this time. If it develops, could it enhance that monsoon? For now, we are still seeing some afternoon showers across, Palau, even over towards the Mariana Islands, and of course, as well, here into the Philippines. Let's talk about that. So here's our area. Water vapor imagery shows a lot of convection out here towards the south of Guam, but also been seeing afternoon showers. It's pretty decent rainfall across parts of Ilocos Norte, also into Cebu. We had some thunderstorms into parts of Mindanao as well. You see that right there. Actually, out here on Negros, had a report of a water spout yesterday. So that was pretty interesting. We've been seeing these a lot. I don't think they're happening more than they used to. It's just now everybody has a phone, and we're starting to get a good weather community where people are taking these images and sharing them and consolidating them. And we're seeing so many wild images of exactly that, tornadoes. Not in Baguio, though. Vince sent this in. This is out of those higher elevations. Been seeing that southwesterly wind. If you've been dry lately and you've been hot and you want to go cool off, I would say go here. I always love the rooftops in Baguio. It's such a beautiful spot. But they've been getting rain about every single day. But that's going to change up. Maybe not lessen the rain there, but other areas are going to see the increase. Look at the ECMWF. Watch rain off here. I'll step up just off screen here. Could be seeing that monsoonal low spin up, But look at the inflow. And I mentioned, I kind of alluded to this at the beginning of this forecast, saying that we're already seeing kind of inflow. And you can see this here, Visayas and Mindanao. Look at this by Thursday into Friday. We get a storm developing right there. Starts to enhance showers across Palawan, Visayas. Almost feels like deja vu, right? Well, this could be another setup where we could see an increase in showers for the southern half of the Philippines. Still want to watch that. It's in an early development stage. So like I mentioned, worth watching. For Manila, here on Monday. So as we go ahead into tomorrow, Isolada afternoon storms there for you. Got a high of 32, low of 28. Sunrise is at a nice early and ripe 5:36 a.m. I did notice a lot of you say you watch these updates when you get up in the morning. Watch that sunrise. You got a little weather forecast for you. I really do appreciate everybody that chimes in and says they do to watch this on those early morning hours there. Take a look at our flyover for Monday. Still the afternoon showers here across Surigao. Take a look at Tacloban there for you, even in the Cebu, isolated showers. Picking up a little bit off here towards the west, but not terribly heavy for Palawan. Then we head back towards the north. As mentioned, right there in Negros, you had that waterspout offshore, as talking about. In the Legazpi, 33 degrees, and relatively drier the further north you go outside of some of those mountaintops, where you do get some of that uplift thanks to orographic lifting across the Cordillera Mountains. I'll get it one day, guys. I have it. And when I'm talking here, I always say it wrong. Manila 36, Cebu's at 38. And if you're taking a look across the Cagayan Valley, that heat index still peaking up into the mid-40s. There's that forecast for Baguio. Yeah, talk about cooler temperatures compared to other areas into the mid-20s throughout that extended forecast. Bouncing out towards Visayas out there into the Queen City of Cebu. Yeah, beautiful spot out there. But you are going to see that increase in showers by Thursday and the Friday. Maybe do that inflow, that monsoonal inflow I was talking about, which also would bring afternoon showers for our friends out in Siargao. Maybe you want to do a little surfing. I would say Thursday and Friday probably not going to be better days. I would get out there earlier into the week. All right, so that's a look at our forecast out here today. Kind of a casual update, but hope you take something away from it. A little bit of that weather forecast. I think number one thing right now is watching that potential for development that could increase showers across parts of Visayas, Mindanao, Yap, and Palau by the end of the week. Of course, continue to check back in here at Western Pacific Weather. If you subscribe, you can get notifications so you know that the newest updates have come out. But I'll never step on the toes of some of the official agencies, and always here to make sure you know that as well. So know your information right here in Tagalog if you're watching me with subtitles. Just make sure you know your information from those official sources, just in case you do get any local warnings in your area. Don't wait for my updates to come out. Make sure you're listening to those official advisories when they do come in. As always, though, thanks for watching. And of course, number one thing, stay safe out there. All right.